In this video, we're gonna unlock perfect risotto with the help of this super secret fall ingredient. It's just a pumpkin. I'll show you how to turn a regular pumpkin into pumpkin puree, how to make an insanely creamy, delicious risotto, and I'm gonna show you a really cool trick on how to fry sage without heating up any oil. This recipe is perfect for fall, and if you're not making it, you're missing out. So follow along and let's get to cooking. Okay, so today we're making a pumpkin risotto, which I've never done before, but I'm super excited to give it a shot. And yes, I did shave my face. I don't know how I feel about having this baby face, but doesn't matter. Let's get to the recipe. First thing we're gonna do is our chopping work. I'm gonna grab one shallot and then cut off the tip and splitting it in half. I'm then gonna peel the outside layer off and then give vertical cuts along the whole shallot, and then I'm just gonna chop it and mince it normally. I would suggest mincing it really fine, so take your time with it and don't be afraid to run your knife through it a couple more times just to really get it to a fine mincing. And be prepared for those onion-like aromas that hit your eyes. Oh, I'm crying! From here, the next and last thing we're gonna chop is our main star of the show, pumpkin. Now with a paring knife, we're gonna cut around that top root of the pumpkin. Don't just try to split the whole pumpkin in half with your chef's knife, because fun fact, that root is pretty much wood. Now, once you've cut around that root, you're then just gonna pull it out, same as you would if you were carving the pumpkin. And now with your chef's knife, you'll split the whole pumpkin in half. Now stick with me here, but we're gonna grab a spoon and then scoop out all the insides of the pumpkin. You're gonna get rid of all those seeds and stringy-like pieces of pumpkin flesh. You should have a nice empty pumpkin, and now all we gotta do is chop it, which I'm gonna let editor Xander walk you through that. So we're first gonna split our pumpkin in half quite a few amount of times until we get some little planks to work with. Once we have our planks cut out, we're now gonna shave the outside skin off our pumpkin with our knife. You can use a peeler prior to splitting it in half, but I want to use my knife here. After that, we're now going to just cube our pumpkin into little pieces. Don't overthink it. You just want rough pieces of pumpkin. This is about 350 grams worth, which is 2.5 cups, and I only used half of our pumpkin. Now, if you're enjoying this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. I think by the time this video is live, I should have hit 500 subscribers, so thank you so much for all the support you guys have provided so far. Now let's get back to cooking. Now let's get to work on pureeing our pumpkins. In a medium pan, we're gonna toss in just a smidge of olive oil, and then we're gonna throw all of our cubed pumpkins. Set it to medium-high heat, and then we're gonna pour in about 1 cup's worth of good chicken stock. I'm using my own homemade stuff, but you could just use any store-bought chicken stock. It'll work just as fine. Now we're gonna partially place a lid on it, and we're gonna let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes later, and as you can see, most of the liquid has evaporated or absorbed into the pumpkins, and they've softened a lot. I'm gonna hit it with 2 pinches of salt, and then with a potato masher, mash all of our cubed pumpkin. Once it's thoroughly mashed, you have a nice, rich, delicious pumpkin puree. And it actually does taste good. Yeah. It tastes like pumpkin. Now, if you don't want to make this yourself, you can absolutely just use a can of pumpkin puree instead. Now from here, it's time to make our risotto. I'm gonna first grab a medium pot and pour in 8 cups or 1,800 grams of good quality chicken stock. I'm gonna set that pot to high heat, and once it's about to boil, we're gonna put it to the side and grab a large pan. Set the pan to medium-high heat, and then we're gonna squeeze in a generous bit of olive oil and toss in all of our shallots. Let it saute for a minute or two, and then we're gonna throw in 2 cups or 400 grams of Arborio rice. Editor Xander here. We're gonna toast our rice for about a couple minutes, and then we're gonna put 1 ladle at a time of our chicken soup in our rice. I'm working at medium-high heat, so it should evaporate pretty soon, and make sure you're mixing the entire time. You're gonna keep throwing in 1 ladle of soup at a time until it fully evaporates, and then putting another ladle in while mixing constantly. After the first 3 to 4 ladles, we'll then put in our pumpkin puree mix, as well as another ladle of stock. Now the amount of stock you'll use will vary. The most you'll ever really need is 8, but I personally only used 6 here. Once the rice is cooked and I got to my desired texture, I'm gonna hit it with some salt to taste, and I'm gonna throw in 3 tablespoons of cold butter, mixing it in really thoroughly. In the end, you should have a really luscious, creamy, thick risotto that could hold onto a spoon, but it's not glued onto the spoon. All right, now let's get to plating. I'm gonna grab a bowl and then give it a couple hearty scoops of our pumpkin risotto. From here, I'm gonna hit it with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese and then hit it with some toasted pumpkin seeds, which to toast, just coat your pumpkin seeds in olive oil and then throw them in an oven set to 400 degrees for 10 minutes. From here, we're gonna toss a few leaves of fried sage, which to quickly fry, you're gonna need a glass bowl and about 12 to 15 sage leaves. Toss the leaves in your bowl and then cover them in olive oil. And then from here, you're gonna throw them in the microwave, microwaving them for 4 to 6 minutes. You might have to stir them with the spoon at the halfway point, but for me, at the end of 4 minutes, I strained them and I had perfectly fried sage leaves. I also kept that sage infused oil to top our pumpkin risotto with. Now I'm gonna sprinkle a few chives on top of our risotto and then hit it with that sage infused oil and you're done. You have a beautiful pumpkin risotto that took a fair bit of time, but it was worth every second of effort. Now let's taste this sucker. Alrighty, I'm like foaming at the mouth to try this sucker. Let's get a good bite here. Yeah, that tastes insane. That tastes so good. I can't get over it. I highly encourage you guys to give this a shot yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more pumpkin related videos, I'm linking my pumpkin cinnamon roll recipe right here. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and have a wonderful rest of your day. Deuces.